Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esli from Inking the Brain, and today I have finally the chance to film my bullet journal setup. It's going to be my collection, so just kind of the first part. I'm not going to be going into monthly setup just yet. This is just going to be kind of what I have at the beginning, and it is quite a bit, so let's just go ahead and get started. This is the regular Leuchtturm, I can't pronounce it, name of the standard bullet journal in the lime green. I'll link it below. It's from Amazon, or I bought it on Amazon. This is a random sticker that was in a sticker kit recently. I just thought it was cute and I added it there. So let's just jump right in. Haven't really filled out my, what is this? Like the content information. I did write here like how many boxes across and how many, you know, tall, just to have it handy so I didn't have to count every time because I kept forgetting. And then again, haven't filled this out. I did leave a few sheets blank here at the beginning, just in case I wanted to add something. I'm thinking about maybe adding like a cute quote. I'm not sure yet. But then after this, when you get into the actual things that I put in. So I did put kind of a at a glance 2017. There are some things in here, guys, that are not filled in or not complete yet, and that is because I just haven't either gotten a chance to do it, or there were things that I didn't want to fill in and then film because they are going to be personal or private, whatever you want to call it. And so I have my 2017 at a glance, and I did a 2018, 2019 at a glance as well. I'm thinking, assuming that I'm still going to be in this bullet journal, you know, part of 2018. So that's why I wanted to add the 2019 as well while I had the, you know, the time and the chance. I did mess up in these pages so much. I don't know if you are going to be able to tell as much as I can tell, because of course I'm like nitpicking at my own work, and things are crooked and things, that part doesn't bother me. But the part, like, for example, here I put the lines like through the days, and then over here I didn't. Things like that. But, you know, you learn from your mistakes. This sheet came out a lot better. And then you get into my first real collection, and I have not filled this in, but this is going to be for birthdays. I wrote birthdays and anniversaries. I just drew a little banner. These are colored in with colored pencils and then Gamsol, like to kind of melt them or fade them in. And I just did my like fake hand lettering, as I call it, throughout the balloons. This is an idea that I saw on Pinterest. It was really different. I just kind of made it my own. And I really love how this page came out. This is probably one of my favorites. So I'm just gonna put in like the birthday day and then the, you know, the person's name inside of the little balloons. And moving on, this is your, what are they called? Like a log, like a yearly log or future log. So I just put the months here, and then I listed down the dates with the date of the week and then the actual number. I did fill out like the beginning of the, or I did, you know, kind of drew out the beginning of the year here, even though obviously we're already way past the middle of the year here. But I just wanted to have it, just to have it and like write things in that did happen. I thought it would be nice to look back on. And so the next couple pages here, it's the same thing. Same thing I did up here. I did go ahead and just color it in and then kind of melt it out with the Gamsol. Now I do have a video of how I did that. I'll link that down below. And moving on. So this is one of those pages that's kind of messed up here and that I need to go back and fix. I wanted a future log for 2018. So I did, but I didn't want it to take up as much space, obviously, as 2017. So I just did it all in one collection here in a spread, and just kind of did the same thing where I made the box into part of the month, just like I did with my balloons, where I just kind of blended those into the line. And up here I had originally done that same Gamsol thing with the colored pencils, but I wanted to cover it up with some marker because of the next page. As you can see, there's like a bunch of white out here. I did the next page here, which is kind of similar with those Tombow, what are they called? The Tombow markers, and these bled through. I used these and also some distress markers, which I don't have one handy to show you, but anything that I mention, I'll have it linked below. Some distress markers from Tim Holtz, I believe it is, and those bled through the page quite a bit. So I'm not sure which ones it was that ended up bleeding through quite as much, but that happened. So I'm trying to fix it here, and I will eventually. And then this, I was gonna do a 2019 future log on here. As you can see, like I matched these to the colors up here. So the blue 2018 and the orange for 2019. But then I realized, well, I'm not sure how long this is gonna last me, so I don't know if I wanna actually do that. So for now it's blank. And here I did do something a little different. I just kind of wrote in the month, made it a little bold and did like a little stitch line on the inside just to make it a little bit more special. This is, again, another kind of inspired idea from Pinterest. I saw something similar to this, not exactly like this, but I kind of just made it my own. So what this is supposed to be, or what I'm going to make it be, is going to be goals. So things I want to work on. So the goal would be written in these smaller parts, and then here kind of a little breakdown of what that goal is. And then down here would be filling up, like, did I do something in that month to actually, you know, work towards that goal? Am I actually doing something? So to see how these fill out, or where like there's months missing. And then here I just have like an A for August, September, October, and so on. So we are like at the beginning of September already. So I've been waiting so long to film this that I have August here for no reason basically now, but that's okay. And then this is a weight tracker, and you guys know, so one of my goals is of course to lose weight, so then I would have like, you know, what I'm doing in here. And then I just made this just to see some progress. I am gonna put some kind of older dates here just so that I can see some of my older fluctuation of weight as well, and then kind of newer as we go along. This is a page that my little sister kind of inspired me to do. So she mentioned to me have like a treat yourself kind of thing, treat yourself kind of thing. So here I intend to put, you know, like pounds, and then these are 10-pound marks. So then at the end of the 10-pound mark, it would be like a treat to myself. So again, haven't filled this out. I haven't been doing very well on my diet either, guys, but maybe hopefully someday. Now this is directly a copy of something that I had posted on Pinterest a very long time ago. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here really quickly. And it was something that I had drawn out in my very first Erin Condren, my first or second Erin Condren actually, I'm not 100% sure. And I had posted the picture on I had a blog at the time of like my weight loss journey, which I did at that time lose a bunch of weight. Let me pull it up. Okay, so if you look on Pinterest here, this is one of the ones, and as you can see, I mean, I use like the same exact colors, and these were stickers on this, and then of course these are just, I drew these out with the Tombow markers, but it's an exact copy, and it kind of makes me nostalgic about it. And like I mentioned back when I was doing this, I actually did lose a whole bunch of weight, so I don't know, it's just, I thought it would be like a fun thing to kind of look at and, you know, look back on. Now this is some kind of bill tracker. So I have a couple of bills that need to be paid off. So again, I'm planning on just making kind of a chart here of the month and then the amount paid, like the balance due and such. And then, you know, I had written like or just like put a little line here so I could put the name of the bill. These I filled out, I just drew them out, and then I filled out with the colored pencils, the Prismacolor pencils, and then the Gamsol again. And over on this page, it's the exact same kind of thing, except these are with the Tombow markers. I think this is a mixture of Tombow markers and the distress markers that I mentioned as well. Moving on, this is my miles page. So my car, the truck that I have, not really a truck, like sport SUV kind of size truck that I have, is a lease. So I do have to keep up with how many miles I'm putting on it. I am already above that mile mark, like what I'm supposed to have. So here's what I'm gonna write in is like the goal of what, you know, like the goal for my contract is. This is kind of like my catch-up goal, and then this is what my actual mileage would be. So again, I had filled some of these out I think we were like towards the middle of July when I first started making this. So that's why you see July and August here. Obviously some of these I'm just going to go back and fill in because again I didn't want to like fill anything in until I had done this video. And then I just made a little road here, wrote out miles, and this is a little sticker. This is from, I want to say Little Red Prince. Again, I'll link that below. And then these are little glasses stickers. These I believe are from Libby & Co. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't have them on hand here. But if, you know, again, I'll link that. And then I just wrote out this quote from Dr. Seuss, and this says, "The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go." And I just thought that was super cute. And again, just plan to write out some books here and then check off which ones I've read. Next, moving on, again, one of my favorite spreads. I absolutely love this one. I think it came out so cute, even though it's, you know, I'm definitely not an artist, and you can tell that, I'm totally sure, but it's super cute to me. So we just recently moved to San Antonio. If you've been watching my Plan With Me's or my vlogs, then you know that. And there's a lot of places that I want to go to in San Antonio, and there's a lot of places that we want to try, like food-wise. So I already have a list of this. This was actually a separate planner that I had, which is why I love the bullet journal idea so much, is because I had all these different notebooks filled with things, and now I can just kind of condense them into this notebook. So I already have a list, and my plan is again just to like write them in and then highlight off the ones that we've, you know, places we've gone to, places we've tried. And this is supposed to be like the Alamo Dome, the Alamo, and the Tower of the Americas, if you're at all familiar with the San Antonio, what is this called, like landscape? No, I don't know, like the San Antonio buildings, then you'll recognize some of these buildings. Otherwise, maybe not. I'm sure the Alamo you've heard of at least. This is kind of a similar concept, but this is Texas. So this is things outside of San Antonio, near, so places that we want to go that are fairly close. I'm gonna put like a 2-hour kind of mark. So if it's within 2 hours, I'm gonna make a list here. If it's outside of 2 hours but still in Texas, then that list goes in here. There's so many things to see and do around here that I just wanted to have a place where if we have, say, like an open weekend, we don't have plans, and we want to say, you know, like, let's go somewhere new, I can just reference this and say like, oh, well, we've been wanting to go to these places. And again, I just wrote, or I just drew out a little road sticker and a little map of Texas. And this I had originally done with Gamsel. If you saw that other video that I was mentioning, where you saw me like color in, I did darken this up with the markers, and I think I darkened these up as well, just because they had come out a little bit lighter than I had originally thought. Moving along, this is gonna be for traveling. So it says, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on the list. And these were actually 2 full boxes from a sticker kit that I had recently used. I'll link that video below. And these were just kind of leftovers. So I just cut them so that they wouldn't be a box or a rectangle shape, just kind of cut around them. And the boxes already had this little stitch line in the airplane. So I just kind of continued that stitch line all across, and I just thought it was really, really cute. And this isn't necessarily going to be like just bucket, you know, like bucket list trip ideas. This is really going to be, once we do plan a trip, then start kind of putting information about that trip in here. Or I might just do that like on one page and then do like some ideas of places we would like to go over here. I'm not 100% sure just yet, but I thought it was super, super cute how it turned out. This is, and I know this looks super plain, but I'm actually really excited about these pages because, again, as I mentioned, we recently moved. There's so many things we need to purchase, you know, being in this new apartment. And my idea here was to write down like the item that I want to purchase and then the price. And then as we start buying things, again, just highlight off. I think it's nice to look back on things like that you wanted, that you finally were able to get. So that's why I wanted to make this list. And then same thing with this. This is like similar idea, but this is all for me, like things I want to buy for myself that I just either haven't actually really thought about or whatever it may be, but kind of wish list ideas here. And then this is things for either my boyfriend or for us together. So I know his box is smaller, but it's okay. I don't think he minds. Over here, I got this idea from watching another bullet journal. Not necessarily like the lipstick, but just the idea of what this page is going to be. So this is going to be for different makeup shades. it's happened to me before, and I'm sure it's happened to other people, where you go into a store and you can't remember what shade of a certain makeup you are. So I thought, you know, this lives in my purse, and it would be nice to just kind of pop this out, reference it, and be able to get the right shade and not have to worry about coming home with the wrong shade. This is, just as it says, just video ideas, so it's just a place for me to keep track. And again, same kind of system that I'm intending to do with this, to write out the video whenever that video does get filmed and uploaded and such, highlight that off so that I can see how much progress I'm making, as well as just sometimes I have random ideas and then I forget about them because I don't write them down. So now I have a place for that. Let's see, this is some kind of health tracking. I don't want to get too much into this, but just to give you an idea, so the month is here, and then we have these little squares corresponding to the date. So this is tracking, you know, like a certain something, and certain, you know, I don't even have it written in because I didn't want to get too much into this. These blocks that you see over here are just because, you know, these months are shorter. Obviously February doesn't have those days, and so on. And then I left these 2 pages blank because I wanted to give myself like a little wiggle room in case I wanted to, you know, if I thought of something else, or, you know, and I really wanted it in this specific bullet journal, then I have the space just in case I need it. And if I end up not needing it and I just want to make sure all my pages are filled out, I figured I could, you know, fill it in with a pretty quote. And then this is the last of it. So as far as my collections go, you see my big July, like the little shading. I just like wrote that out really quickly because I kind of started towards the end of July, but I wanted to have that separation. Anyway, so this is like a notebook paper that I drew out, and then it's kind of same idea here with like little pieces of tape. And this is going to be a for future bullet journal ideas, so things that maybe I ended up not liking about this setup and maybe would like in my next one, that I don't necessarily want to add like in here, you know, like in future space of it, or things I would like to add or take away or whatever it may be, just different changes for the bullet journal itself. And then this one is a note to self. I saw this somewhere, again, from watching another bullet journal video, and I just thought this idea was really good. So things sometimes that you think like, I really need to remember that, or, you know, self-care, self-growth kind of things, just note to self. So I thought I would write those in. And that is it, you guys. These are all of my collections. I've been working on them for quite some time, and I absolutely love, I like especially love this one because it's the only one where I really like felt like I drew something out. But it is so nice to have all of these kind of condensed and together, and the idea of not now having, you know, like 800 different notebooks where I kept a lot of these lists, to now have all of that in this one space. That is the part that just makes me really excited about the whole bullet journal concept. But that is it for this video, you guys. I will be having a setup, like a bullet journal setup coming up probably within a few weeks. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to do like a September setup, but I definitely want to try to get an October setup filmed for you. And I will upload that, you know, coming up here soon. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't, go ahead and do so. Buttons around here somewhere in this area. And thank you guys for watching. Take care, you guys. Bye.